Now, if you're a lover of the arts and a connoisseur of language, you're going to enjoy this conversation. The national finals of the Spelling Bee Ghana 2024 are just around the corner, promising a linguistic spectacle with 99 spellers competing for the prestigious title. I'm privileged to be joined by the organizer and country director of Young Educators Foundation, Eugenia Techi Menson. You're welcome, Eugenia.
It's lovely to meet you.
It's so lovely to meet you. We were chatting before we went on about how teaching is a calling. You've been doing this for how long now?
17 years.
17 years. Yeah, you're a teacher.
Officially.
Unofficially, huh?
Unofficially, probably all my life.
Yeah. You look like it.
Thanks.
It's good to have you on the show.
Good to be here.
Let's talk about Spelling Bee. Can you start by giving us a journey so far of how come 2024 we have 99 students competing for the grand title?
Right. So the program actually started so the Spelling Bee calendar year runs like an academic year. So it will always spill over into the following year. So 2024 actually started in 2023.
Okay.
So we started 2023 of last year, and it's a 4-staged program. So we've got the initial level, which is the preliminaries, where we take the children through the basics, take them through training, and then they do an assessment. And based on that assessment, you now advance to the quarterfinals. And same thing, you receive more training, and then you're assessed again after 6 weeks. And if you sail through, then you make it to the semifinals. And after the semifinals, you get more training. When you make it through, you're at the national final. So we started about March of last year, 2023, with over 300 hopefuls. And we're at the national finals now with 99.
How did you get these hopefuls? So how do they enter the competition if it's...
So it's two-pronged. So you either come through your school, so a school may just call us or reach out. We use social media. We also do school visits. School visits, especially post-COVID, school visits will have to be via invitation. So we can't just turn up at a school. And then also our website, and then just going on social media to register. Individually, parents also sign up their children, which is largely becoming the preferred option of Ghanaians. We're seeing that parents are actually, which is also good because really you need the parents' involvement in the program in order for a child to succeed at it.
I'm particularly interested or intrigued that we're doing this because I grew up watching Spelling Bee, some American movie.
You're that young?
Yes, I am. I'm very young. So I'm glad to see that we're doing something similar with the same quality here in Ghana. I followed, from 2022 because, again, Seto. I was telling you about my friend Seto.
Yes.
Anyway, so tell me about returning spellers. And I know there's a success story in that regard by someone called Nadum. Please tell me more about that.
So, well, the Spelling Bee, as you say, you saw in the movie, I suspect it's Akila and the Bee.
Akila and the Bee.
Akila and the Bee. Yeah. Akila is now a big woman now and a mother. Makes me feel like a grandmother. Akila and the Bee, everybody knows about it. I think it was released in 2006. Yeah. And then in 2008, we would start running the Spelling Bee. So we call it the Spelling Bee in Ghana, but it is actually a franchise of the Scripps National Spelling Bee of the US.
Okay.
In 2 years' time, Scripps National Spelling Bee will be 100 years old.
Okay.
Ghana is the only African country that participates in it via the Spelling Bee. We've been doing this for 17 years now.
And you orchestrated that?
Yes. Okay. Yes. So yes, we have the franchise to run it in Ghana. And so basically it's a program that teaches just more than spelling, which ends up being our slogan. But what we mean by that is that spelling is really not limited to recitation of words or being given a list of words where you commit it to memory, because there's a science to spelling, and that is what our program teaches those who come through it. Okay. So the science basically just tells you that there's a formula that if you know that the word comes from the word you're hearing, say kwashiorkor, and it is in the dictionary. So Ghanaian language has contributed to the English language. Yeah. So if you're hearing kwashiorkor, and you're told it's of an African origin, you're African, so you will know how to spell it automatically.
Yes.
But for a Caucasian or a Westerner, the information about where the word is coming from should help them in spelling the sounds that they hear, because the qua sound can be represented in English with Q-U-A, as in quack.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But if you know it's African, you know that African languages are purely phonetic. What you hear is what you spell.
Yes.
So this is the science and the method to spelling. So we make sure that we take our students through this. Now, because it's a learning journey and not a one-off where you get a list of words, finish spelling, and get lost, we have a phenomenon which is called the returning spellers, as you were asking of, where spellers enter the program young, and so long as they have not won, they can keep coming back.
Oh.
And what happens is that because they keep coming back, they get better.
That's true.
And because they get better, they are more likely to win. So Nadum Dakwasari, you mentioned.
Yes.
Nadum Dakwasari is 12 years as we speak. Nadum Dakwasari entered the competition when she was 6 and
6
has
years
consistently been coming back and been improving her performance. She would win in 2022 and go on to the US to represent us. We came back in 2023 and she said, I want to try again. Now, the import of that was not lost on us, because what it meant was that she had to start from beginning and stand the likelihood of not winning.
So when you come back as a returning speller, you don't come to maybe the semifinals or the quarterfinals.
You would come
from the beginning.
No, you would come from the semifinals, normally based on the fact that you've been to the international finals, if you may put it that way. So you would. But the point we were making was that basically from scratch, even if it's from semifinals or finals, it's technically scratch again, considering that you've been to the international finals, you know. So, but for a child who wanted to do this after 2022 was a first in the history of our program. So after deliberations, we thought, why not? Let's let her do it. She did it and she won again. In 2023, she would go on to the US and improve her performance in the US, but hasn't got what she wants in the US, because ultimately the goal for any speller on that international stage is to win. So Nadum comes back in 2024, this year. So she's coming back to give it a go again.
She's part of the finalists,
yes,
99 finalists.
99 finalists.
Wow. She's a tough cookie, isn't she?
She's resilient.
Yes, she's resilient.
And she perseveres. And I think that those are qualities you need to survive.
Right. So you seem to have a lot of international reputation, Spelling Bee Ghana.
Yes.
Do you have some diasporan children who come all the way down to participate here in Ghana?
Yeah. So we do, this year will be the first that we have 2 children, one in Canada, one in Ghana. We had one in the UK. No, we have one in Canada and one in the US. No, one in Canada, one in the UK. I'm sorry, I haven't had my breakfast yet. So one in Canada, one in the UK. We had one in the US, but for a few technical reasons, they couldn't go on. So this will be the first time that we actually are having Ghanaian origin students who are not based in Ghana. They started in Ghana though, but they relocated and have continued. And again, thanks to technology, you can really join the competition from anywhere. So this is the first that we're going to do. So this year we do have students who are not based in Ghana or are based abroad, but will be participating in the competition.
Talking about technology, do you have the means to include other challenged, physically maybe deaf children in your program? Are they able to also join and learn to spell and even compete and become winners?
We actually have been doing that for the last 4 years.
Tell me
We've been
about
working with Tete Oklu's State School for the Deaf, based somewhere in the Tema area. And their students are deaf. It's a school for deaf students, if I may put it that way. And we have about 10 of them who are participating this year. Before, the numbers would range between maybe 10 and 15.
How does that work?
So I like that question when people ask me, because what I say is, how do you think they communicate? They communicate through sign language. Sign language has letters or the alphabet. And so basically, that's what we use. So we would have an interpreter who, once we give them the word, would sign the word we've given them. And then the interpreter will now sign back to us the letters that represent the word that they understand or they perceive to have received.
What do the winners stand to walk away with after they're crowned champions?
So this year we have prizes in excess of 200,000 CDs.
Say that again.
You jealous?
Yes, I am. Okay, 200,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes, in excess of 200,000 Ghana cedis for all our spellers who are eligible for various awards. Obviously, the top prize is being the champion, and it comes with an all-expense-paid trip to the US to represent Ghana in Scripps Spelling Bee with spending money and what have you not. We also have goodies from our sponsors, so they get Indomie hampers, they get Goyle vouchers. Ashesi University is also offered us an exchange program. And it's not an exchange program. It's more like a camping program where they're exposed to technology. They also will get, we've already enjoyed some of the prizes where they went to Rufus Green Parks to just have a Christmas party where they were feted and had a ball. We also have their special categories. So we've got the Queen Bee Award, for example. All these categories are coming up now because the children are showing excellence in other areas, not just winning. And I am of the school of thought that winning is not everything. It's what you do with the experience. And so that is we've allowed that to permeate how we're running the program. So the winner gets whatever it is they're meant to get, but we need to be able to celebrate other people who are making an effort. So we celebrate the Queen Bee Award would be for a speller, for example, who has consistently improved their performance year on year. We also have those whose vocabulary is incredible and they stand out. And then those who probably the last 10 standing just before we actually do have a winner. So we have a lot of categories and prizes lined up for our spellers, and we're just excited.
You've spoken like a true teacher.
You miss your teacher, sounds like it.
I miss my teaching days, but we have to wrap up. Please give me details on the finale. Come 3rd of February, what's happening, where and when?
Okay, so 3rd of February, this Saturday, it's going to be the finals. So it's going to be a showdown. As you said, linguistic prowess will be on display. These are children between the ages of 8 and 13 who will show us how it's done, how to learn, how to think. And so this will start in the morning from 7 a.m. and should be done maybe until we find a winner. Let me not give a time. It will be broadcast on Joy News, on your YouTube and your Facebook handles. And we would urge everyone to look out for our hashtags. It will also be on our social media handles, The Spelling Bee GH, whichever one between Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you'll find us there. And we will encourage everyone to cheer these children on. It's been 10 months of preparation for them whilst they're adding academic work. So let's also be measured in the language that we use. If a speller gets their word wrong, they've not lost.
Yes, they have.
They have another opportunity to come back.
Thank you so much, Ms. Eugenia Teshimenson. It's been my pleasure to meet you. And I will be there on February 3rd.
Of course, Saturday.
To support these children. But stay with us. We are not done with the topic of spelling. Right after this, we're taking a break. When we come back, we have more conversations around spelling. Keep watching.